Hello, Roy Mithril here once again, and it's time to go after Flame Man, who actually probably has one of my favorite songs in the entire series. Also noticed something a little odd here. They spelled defense with a C. I'm not actually sure if that's really a valid spelling or not. Like, I know color has its alternate spelling where it's OU at the end, but I'm really not sure if that's a valid spelling of defense. Anyone know? Oh well, whatever. There's cute Mets and awesome music. And here we have fire tellies. These can be a bit problematic. If they drop fire over the oil pits, they turn them into a blazing inferno. And if you fall in, that's instant death. Just like spikes. These are Wall Blaster 2s. Not much to say about a simple cannon that just aims and fires at you. And here we have Pucar. Pucar is annoying. Pucar is invincible to the Mega Buster. Unless you use a charged shot. Ping! That pretty much is the only way to deal with them. And if you knock one into an oil pit, it turns into a handy little platform you can use to get across. You actually need it because the oil, it hinders your ability to jump. And as fire hinders your ability to live, it's important to note that you can also ride them across fire pits. Oh boy. Yeah, that makes this area a lot more nerve-wracking. Fire tellies can be very problematic that way. Whoa. Welcome to Cannon Warehouse, where Wily does all his shopping. Oh, but right, it's not Wily this time, it's Mr. X. It totally isn't Wily in a lame disguise. Seriously, first time anyone played this, did they actually think Mr. X wasn't Wily? This is a Fire Boy. It behaves a lot like the Hotheads from Quickman's stage, only they're not as durable, they throw normal fires instead of tackle fires, they don't control lights, and they have a nasty habit of setting the oil on fire. So, shoot quickly and jump carefully, that's the rule with these guys. Sometimes they seem to prioritize setting the oil on fire instead of actually aiming at you. Sometimes that can actually be a bit advantageous. Wait for this one to shoot. And we're good, we're on to Flame Man. Nice electric slide there, Mega Man. Flame Man's weapon of choice is the Flame Burst. It can take the form of 3 slow-moving fireballs shot forward, or a stream of fire pillars that kind of behave like Heat Man's attacks. Either way, you really have to be careful in this fight and pay close attention to what's going on. You want to maintain about half the screen's distance from him, because that actually seems to be a safe spot from the fire pillars, usually. It also gives you a decent bit of reaction time. But yes, if he throws the fireballs, it's always going to be a stream of a multiple of 3, because sometimes he'll immediately follow it with another use of the fireballs. This battle, really, it's all about reaction time. This is the kind of battle I like. It doesn't feel cheap, and it feels like it's some real skill involved here. That's what I mean about him sometimes sneaking in another shot of the fire stream. Or the fireballs, I mean. And that was your downfall, Flame Man. Alright, Flame Man is down. With that, we receive the Flame Burst. Flame Blast, that's what it is. And the Rush Power Adapter. I've been calling it the wrong thing all this time. Okay, Flame Blast. For those wondering, it can actually melt the ice walls back in Blizzard Man's stage, but that's neither here nor there. They're multiplying! Actually, that's the last of those we're going to see. They just mark stages that don't have anything extra to go back for. The rest of the stages, they have something special, and that's why I had to get the power adapter and the jet adapter. But that's for a later video. For now, enjoy some outtakes. They also work on fire pits, which becomes pretty much a necessity pretty soon. Oh, pretty soon is right. Right here, in fact. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah. The fire tellies can be annoying sometimes because it's hard to predict sometimes when they're going to drop fire. The curse strikes again. Oh, you bastard. You're gonna die for that anyway. It's totally not Wily in a very lame, minimal disguise. Oh, bugger. They're also a lot less durable, so that's nice anyway. Oh, gods. Well, don't be greedy. You can kind of use that a little bit to your advantage, because it seems like a lot of times they put a priority on hitting the oil instead of you, but not always. Shoot quickly, jump carefully. I said jump carefully. It's when he does those fire wave attacks. Ah, bugger! Okay, doing good so far. And bad. So this stage was a tricky one to rate. The stage itself really wasn't too bad. Flame Man himself wasn't too bad either, once you realize how to work with him. It's getting the hang of it, that's the problem. As such, I rank Flame Man 5 out of 10. Dealing with Flame Man really isn't that bad once you really get a feel of how far away from him you need to be to get the strategy to work. It is possible to do it other ways, but you have to have really pinpoint timing to do it. It can also be nasty when he uses his two attacks in close conjunction with each other, because then it can be tricky to have the time to adjust that you need, otherwise you're going to get tagged by one of his attacks. The stage itself, there really weren't any areas in it like the Canapellars back in Windman stage that was just a grading area that I really hated, so the stage itself was actually pretty fun. So 5 out of 10 for Flame Man. With that said, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, fare thee well.